You know that feeling when you're busy, really busy, but you don't feel like you're actually getting anywhere that matters? Like you're just spinning your wheels? Well, in today's Explainer, we're going to tackle that exact feeling. We're charting a course from feeling lost to finding your own clear personal direction. Okay, let's dive in.
This quote it hits the nail on the head, right? Think about it. You can have the fanciest car, a full tank of gas, clear roads, but if you don't know where you're going, you're just driving. It might be fun for a little while, but eventually you're just burning fuel and feeling pretty unfulfilled.
So, let's talk about this aimless ambition. This is that state where you're basically running on autopilot. You're driven by momentum, not by actual purpose. You're checking all the boxes, climbing all the right ladders, but you've never really stopped to ask yourself, do I even want what's at the top of this ladder?
And here's a huge reason why we end up in that aimless state. From the moment we're young, we're just bombarded with these external ideas of what success is supposed to look like. It's like we're handed a map for somebody else's journey, and that creates this huge gap between what we're doing and what would actually make us happy.
So what's the fix? How do we stop driving in circles? Well, we have to set our own destination. And this is where this idea of the S factor comes into play. It's all about grabbing the steering wheel and deciding for yourself where you're actually trying to go.
Your S factor, it's like your personal North Star. It has nothing to do with job titles or money or what your neighbor thinks. It's a deeply personal, specific definition of what a successful life looks and, more importantly, feels like to you. And that's the key. It is yours and yours alone.
And this slide really breaks it down. On one side, you have the external stuff society tells us to chase. The job title, the salary, the followers, things you can show off. But your S factor, that's all about the internal metrics. How do you feel inside? Are you living by your values? Do you have peace of mind? When you're clear on that, it makes it so much easier to say no to all the external noise that doesn't get you closer to your destination.
Okay, so where do you even start with something this big? You can begin by breaking your life down into these key areas. Because let's be real, success isn't just one thing. It's a whole mix of things working together. And for each of these areas, you've got to ask yourself a really important question.
For every single one of those areas, this is the question. What is the end game? What am I actually aiming for here? This gets you to think beyond just the next promotion or the next goal and really visualize the destination. What does success in your health truly look like? What about with your family? This is how you start to draw your very own map.
All right, so once you know your destination, your S factor, you need a map to get there. And that map is your personal development plan, or PDP. And this isn't some wishy-washy dream board. This is a real, structured tool to guide your journey.
Think of your PDP as your personal GPS with turn-by-turn directions. It's where you take that big, beautiful vision you have and break it down into actual goals and steps you can take. It's a living, breathing document that helps you track your progress and keeps you focused on the road ahead.
And the process isn't complicated. It's really just 5 straightforward steps. First, you figure out what you need to learn or improve. Then, you look at your options for how to do that. Next, you make a plan and actually do the thing. And finally, and this is so crucial, you apply that new knowledge. You put it to work. It's a simple cycle for real, continuous growth.
But here's the thing about any road trip, right? There's always going to be traffic, detours, maybe a wrong turn. Life happens. That's why you can't just stare at the map. You also have to check your rearview mirrors. And that's where reflection comes in. It's your real-time navigation system, helping you adjust your course as you go.
And there's a fantastic tool for this called Gibbs Reflective Cycle. It's a simple, structured way to learn from your experiences. It takes you way beyond just thinking, well, that went well, or oops, that was bad. It helps you systematically break things down so you can actually learn something useful for the future. So here are the 6 stages that guide you through it. You start with the basic facts, then move into how you felt, you evaluate it, analyze it, and then, most importantly, you come to a conclusion and make a new plan. Let's just quickly walk through the kind of questions you'd ask. First up, description. Just ask yourself, what happened? No judgment, no emotion, just the facts. A simple, neutral account of the event. This is the foundation for an honest look back.
Next, you check in with your feelings. How did I feel when that was happening? Anxious? Excited? Frustrated? Our feelings are huge clues that point to what we really value, so this step is key.
Then you move to evaluation.
Here's where you can make a judgment. What was good about this and what was bad about it. It's not about blame. It's about being really honest with yourself about what worked and what didn't.
And all of that brings you to the conclusion and the action plan. This is the big so what question. What have I learned from all this? And based on that learning, what am I going to do differently next time? This is the step that turns just thinking about the past into actually making progress for the future.
Okay, we've covered a lot here. Finding your destination, making your map, and using your GPS to stay on track. So let's bring it all home. The main point of all of this is simple. You are in the driver's seat. You're in control.
So to recap, it all fits together like this. Your S factor is your destination. Your personal development plan, or PDP, is your roadmap to get there. And regular reflection is your navigation system, your GPS that keeps you on course. They aren't three separate things. They are one integrated system for your own personal journey.
Now, I know this can feel like a lot, so if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, don't be. Here is a super simple 3-step way to start today. First, just think about what really matters to you. Then, just for 1 or 2 areas of your life, sketch out what success would look like. And then, just take one small action. That's it. That's how you get the car moving. And that brings us right here, to the final and really the only question that matters. It's not about knowing all of this perfectly. It's about doing something. So, after everything we've talked about, what's your first step? What's the one small thing you're going to do to get in the driver's seat of your own life?